What's up, you guys? Welcome back to Engage Your Destiny, where it's our mission to engage with you, our military veterans and family members, so that we can lead you into your destiny. And we've been asking a lot of great questions, and we've been in this series of growing deeper in our faith and trying to walk out these elements that we've talked about in training and that we're working through with spiritual resiliency. And the question we want to pose today is, how do I live out my faith? How do I live out these things that Engage Your Destiny and Ben are talking about, so that I can continue to grow and live out the destiny that God has for my life? And as you're looking at your faith, man, I gotta say first, you've got to make this thing your own. This is your faith. This is your walk. This is what you are called to do. This is what God is doing in you, and this is your relationship with God. It's a personal ownership. It's a personal relationship, and that is the foundational principle of this talk, is that you are being invited into a personal relationship with Jesus Christ. Now, I know you can't see him, hear him, smell him, taste him, or touch him, but I'll tell you what, he's here, he's powerful, and he loves you, and he died to give you a life beyond what you could dream or imagine. And so that's why, as you're living out your faith, the fundamental principle is to talk to God like he's your best friend. Living in intimate relationship. Now, as we live this out, man, I remember when I was in combat and we'd be outside the wire, we'd be on a convoy or we'd be on a helicopter, and man, you're just on edge and in that tension every second. And I remember just walking and sitting and thinking, and I would just pray and I would just say, Jesus, man, just help me. Help me stay focused. Walk with me. Man, I'm scared. Man, this is intense. And I would just talk to him. Like, dude, you got to get me through this. I don't want my family to pick me up at the airport in a box. Like, God, you got to help me. Give me strength. I'm so tired. I'm so worn out. Man, I don't know if I can do this. Just come and help me. Like, that's how I'd pray. That's how I talk to God. And Jesus said in John 15:15, I call you my most intimate friends, for I reveal to you everything that I've heard from my Father. And so Jesus was the Son of God. He followed God in every step that he made, and he had such a relationship with God that was so tight. And imagine that loving bond of a father-son relationship, and that's how Jesus lived out his life, and that's the life that he's calling us to live. And so that's why I'm inviting you into that relationship mindset of how do you have a true relationship with God? Well, that's all founded in communication, which is why we talk to God like he's our best friend, right with us every day. And the second way is reading the words of Jesus. Now, Jesus said that man shall not live by food alone, but by every word that proceeds from the Father. Now, in our training, we've talked about the validity of the Bible and the validity of the Gospels, and that is the words that Jesus is talking about, to live and to feast and to meditate on his words. And so that's why in this training, I want to invite you into the book of John, and you can easily get a Bible from your chaplains that are on base, and those Bibles, right in the middle of it, they're going to be in the Gospels, and you can start in the book of John, which is one of the just easiest ways to start reading about Jesus and understanding his mind, his heart, his mission, and getting to know him. And as you read these words, people are like, how do I read the Bible? All right, I want you to open that sucker up, start in John, and just start reading. And as you're going along, I want you to pay attention to your head and your heart, because you're going to read something that the Spirit of God is going to prompt you with. He's going to prick you. He's going to give you a little oomph, like, man, like, you got to pay attention to this. And I want you to read until you feel that unction, like, man, something about that gets me moving. And then I want you to pray that back to God. I want you to pray about it. I want you to land on that. I want you to learn that verse and actually meditate on it, so that you can begin to live not only on food, not only on bread, not only on water, but on the words of God. And as you do that, as you read spiritual text, and then as you pray and as you meditate on that, you're going to find, just like we talked about in training, that your cortical brain function is going to become 80% stronger and thicker to make you more spiritually resilient. So again, guys, talking to Jesus like he's your best friend, walking with him, having conversation with him, and then reading his word, taking it and feeding on it so that it can fill and flood your life with everything that you need to engage your destiny. Thanks so much, you guys. We love you. We're here to stand with you, and we'll see you again soon.